everybody, it's here, Wine Wednesday. We love our 5 o'clock Chardonnay. All right, today's wine coming from Keltham Roots. It's local, it's right here by me in Sonoma County, the Russian River Valley, and I have their Chardonnay. It's delicious, and it's a really small new winery. Owner Bryson Hill reached out, and I love to promote any small businesses, as you guys know. So if you're interested, kelthamrootswines.com, kelthamrootswines.com. What's really cute about this, the name, because this is actually the first vintage of this Chardonnay. Keltham is Kelly and Tom, which are the owner's parents' names, and he combined them. So how cute is that? So go check it out, kelthamrootswines.com. And as you know, we have a very special guest joining us this evening with Sergio Romo. My mom just wrote in asking if Grace did my makeup. No, she didn't do my makeup tonight, but I did try and apply some of my daughter's tips to my face. So let me know if it's working for you. And yeah, Gracie's pretty good at makeup. If you haven't seen it, just check it out on my YouTube channel. And so Sergio Romo, I just FaceTimed with him a few minutes ago. We're waiting for him to write in, tell me that he's here, and we're gonna bring him in. He obviously part of the core four, a 3-time World Series champ, and very, very missed in the Bay Area for sure. He had such an impact on all of those teams in different roles, and I'm excited to see him. I can't wait till you guys see what's been going on with his face during quarantine. So he just wrote in, so let's bring him in. And Sergio Romo, I have a little surprise for him when he comes on here as well. So hi.
Hi.
I have something for you. Hang on.
What you got? Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I missed that. I haven't heard that in a while.
El Mechon.
Hi.
Friend.
¿Cómo estás?
Bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Oh, muy bien, muy
Muy
bien.
bien.
Happy. Yeah.
Miss you, te extraño.
Yeah, I definitely do miss being back home since San Francisco was so good to me. I made a home out of it, so I've been there the last maybe 5, 6 off seasons. I've made it my home. So
Oh, wow. I didn't know. I didn't realize that. I'm gonna move my
yeah,
back here. Yeah.
I'm yeah. I mean, I'm tell you what, I haven't been treated any better anywhere else, to be honest. Yeah, so it's easy to make it at home there. My wife's from there. We have family there.
I love
Yeah,
that.
I'm good.
Okay, so we call it Wine Wednesday, but there are no rules. And Sergio's not a big wine person, but you are drinking something.
I
Yeah.
am. I got some 1942 and some squirt mixed in a glass. And
Nice.
salute to everybody.
Salute. I love it. I wanted to test your tequila knowledge. I mean, do you consider yourself well versed in tequila?
More well versed than just drinking it.
I love that. I'm right there with you. So my husband Paul turned 50 in March. He looks like he's 30, but he turned 50.
Awesome.
So
Happy birthday.
yes. So he got a load of tequila. So check out what we got. We've got Siete Leguas. Have you ever had that?
Yes, I have. That is some Jalisco stuff right there. Yeah.
Jalisco stuff. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, he's a Barstow boy and a Brawley boy, so you guys have stuff in common. Casamigos.
Yes, that's the George Clooney.
Okay, you like that one. And then
Okay.
this one he says is the best one. I don't know. Clase Azul.
Ooh, yes. That is a glorious bottle. I got
each one is original, hand painted. Yeah.
Yes.
So cool.
And they're like the bottle. It's like it's a vase basically.
Yes.
I've seen people keep them and just use them as flower vases and stuff.
I'm gonna use it as a vase when it's gonna be a while. It's hard to drink a lot of tequila. It's well, for me, I won't speak for you.
I'm gonna look around on that one.
Yeah.
Especially with my family. I mean, we're all. I mean, come on, man. We're all Mexicanos and stuff. So it's like it's almost second nature. You got some kind of imported Mexican beer, if it be Modelo or Dos Equis or
You have it all.
Tecates or Tecate Lights or something like. Depending on all that, whichever beer you have, there's always a bottle of tequila on the table. So, uh, yeah, it's
So when I first met Paul, I was 24. I was 23 when I met him, 24 when I started dating him, and then I got introduced to the familia.
yeah,
And the abuelo, his grandpa, and his father, and his brother, and his cousins, all men, got around to take shot whenever they got together, a shot of tequila.
that's the thing.
And so here comes Wera. And I said, wait a second.
La
I
güerita.
want La Wera. And that's what they call me, La Wera. I said, I would like to participate.
Yeah, pour me
I was
one.
such a white girl.
Yeah,
I'd
my
like
mom.
to partake. And Henry, my father-in-law, he's like, get in here, Weta, let's
Yeah.
go. And it was so fun. That's how I got to know his grandfather, is like the traditional, shot when you meet each other, and a
Hmm.
few more throughout the evening. A few more. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. My mom partook, well, still partakes,
I love that. Go,
and
mama.
she lets it rip. My sister's not afraid of that either. Well, let's just be honest. Like my whole family, I mean, there's a select few that don't really drink like that, but
Yeah,
they bottle of tequila is kind of the thing with us.
it is. And it's fun. I'm
Yeah.
so glad you agreed to do this. So you are in Minnesota right now. So how different is Minnesota, and weather-wise and all this quarantine? Like, what's happening in your life right now?
Uh, well, I think as you guys can kind of see,
The beer.
all I've really done this quarantine, other than spend time with my wife and my son, we is grow hair apparently. Look, that's one of the things that with this quarantine is taken away from me is the luxury to go to see a barber.
Yeah,
Uh, I need some help. Let's be honest.
I I like it. I like
It's
it.
not bad. It's just
No.
it's a little raury, and it's been a while since I've had it this long. The last time that I let it go, there were two World Series that were tied into those ones, so that I let it go for that duration of time, and I mean, literally, this is pushing 2 years right now. So,
Wow. At
yeah,
what point, since I don't have that thing going on yet, I don't have it yet. I might be getting close, Sergio, to the age where I'm going to have to worry about it. What point is it just so uncomfortable you want to shave it off and you get over that hump and just it can go crazy?
oh my goodness. I think I've kind of just let's put it this way. My youngest son is 22 months old, and he has
That's
never
okay.
seen, yeah, Mateo, he's never seen me without a beard.
Wow.
So like I've kind of gone to the point where it's almost second nature. So like it doesn't really bother me anymore. I think there are times that it'll grow over my lip a little bit here,
Uh-huh.
and that one gets a little annoying, or my wife will be like,
Enough.
she goes, I'm pretty sure I just kissed hair, and I went, oh, all right,
Gross.
and then I go like this, I go, oh yeah.
Well, and somebody just wrote in, it was Gracie B. The real question is, does wifey like it? And I agree. If she likes
She
it,
she
then
doesn't mind it. I mean,
there you go. There you go. Somebody, yeah, it works.
babe, do you
Somebody
like
from
my beard?
Brawley wrote in. Do you know them? Castaneda, Adrian Castaneda.
Oh,
He or she
dude,
from
family,
Brawley.
family.
Yeah. Oh,
Much more relation to Jaime. Are we any relation to Jaime Castaneda? Because I grew up with Jaime Castaneda, so maybe I know the
all right.
family.
We'll see if they write back. But hi from
Yeah.
Brawley. They're coming in.
Hi. That's what's
Um,
up.
Listen, you got a lot of love when I put it out on social media that you were going to come on this show. I mean, your accolades speak for themselves, Sergio. You were part of that core four. You have 3 rings with the Giants, and you just are really beloved. What do you think was the key, especially with that bullpen group, to the chemistry, to the success? Why do you think it was such a great run?
Uh, I think it kind of ties into what I feel what makes San Francisco great. It's so diverse. I think
Mhm.
personality wise, the color, he from there, you from there, that person from there, whatnot. All that it's all accepted. It's all seen as norm. So I think everybody in that clubhouse and those bullpens, we were so different, and it was just accepted. Okay, that's Jeremy Affeldt. That's just who Javi Lopez is. That's
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like just who Brian Wilson is. That's just
Yeah.
who Santiago Casilla is. Like that's just who George Contos is. That's just like I mean I can name them all really. I mean I remember them all.
I
They're
know.
all it's hard to forget those times and those teams and those experiences that we had together. But I think what really kind of tied it all together was everybody was just equal. There wasn't one light that shined brighter. Yeah, we had some great names. I mean, come on,
Mhm.
man. I play with the likes of Buster Posies, you know what I'm saying? The Matt Canes, the Bumgarners, the the Pences, the Lincecums, the the Molinas, the Omar Vizquels. Come on, man.
Oh, Benji. Oh,
These
love.
big names, like everlasting names in the game,
Hmm.
and but yet everybody was on the same playing field. Everybody was seen equally. Everybody had their part, and we just accepted it. And I think that's great because it was. You talk about unselfishness, yeah, like that. I haven't really seen it since those teams, you know,
It was.
and even though I've been on some really amazing teams and I'm on an amazing team still, it's hard to say that there's anything that can really top that unless, you know, we go on runs like we did then, like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Okay, so I got to go here. Several people are writing in about going to the Dodgers. How weird was that to come back? I got to interview you when you came back at then AT&T Park, um, in Dodger blue, and it was very
That was
strange to see you in that. What was it? What was that experience like for you?
I honest, I wouldn't change it. It wasn't the best experience of my on the field. I didn't really perform very well. It's hard to just blame anything else, like you know, other than I just didn't get it done. There were other things that played into it, but again, I just didn't get it done. But for me personally, it was a big accomplishment. The reasons why I did it, I've said this before, I told you before, but my grandpa wanted to see that more than anybody else, and he had just passed away the previous year, and I I couldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't not take that opportunity. I didn't know if it was going to have another opportunity to just do that for him. So uh, I did it. Checked off that box.
Yeah.
Part of the childhood dream too. I ain't gonna lie. I mean,
Sure. So you
I
grew up
lived it. I
watching it.
lived. Yeah, I lived it.
Yeah.
I lived it as a Giant.
Hmm.
Also, you know, I lived part of my childhood dream as a Giant. All I really wanted was Vince Scully to say my name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was really why I wanted to be a Dodger. Uh, and I got to live that for 9 years as a Giant. And so again, I got to check that box off, and that's really kind of all it was for me. It's kind of a childhood, you know, check mark that I looked for.
It makes so much sense. Somebody wrote in, then you can't go wrong when you go for grandpa. And I
Hmm.
always people think I have some conspiracy theory here because my husband grew up a huge Dodgers fan. Fernando Valenzuela is like his favorite person all time. And you can't take that away. The connection you have to a team as a child, mine was Will Clark. I mean, I loved Will Clark, right? So you have this, like you said, this familial connection to a team. And it's so funny because people, when I first started with the Giants, they'd be like, her husband's a Dodger lover. She's an insider. She's getting the scoop. And really, like, not only did I marry a Dodger lover, but I come from them. I'm the weird one that likes the Giants. My grandmother, who was my favorite person on the planet, died in 2012, right after you guys won. She died on November 12th, 2012. So she got to see all of you in the parade, and she was so excited. She loved the panda, and she loved the Dodgers. And I teased her that was her only flaw,
Yeah,
the only
that
thing wrong with her.
well, I mean, that's kind of like sheer irony. Is kind of the way I looked at it. Was me getting drafted by the Giants was just sheer irony of life. Why? Because I mean, I did grow up a Dodgers fan. I
Yeah.
did have childhood aspirations for my own reasons. To put on that jersey in the big leagues, and then getting drafted by the Giants, it was rather ironic. It was that it was them.
Yeah.
A team that didn't really contact me a whole lot either prior to the draft. So, and then when I even told my grandpa that I got drafted, I told my tata, hey, called him, was like, yo, what's up? I got drafted. He was like, oh,
That's
I'm
what's
proud of
up.
you. All the good stuff. He's all telling me all this cool things and everything. And we talked for a minute and then got off the phone. And then
Oh.
we realized that we never said what team. I never told him what team. So he called me back and he was like, hey, what team? And I went, oh, well, that's the thing. I literally just like that. I was like, well, that's the thing, Tata. He goes, anybody but the Giants. And I said, well, you said it's a foot in the door.
There
It's
it
an
is.
opportunity. And I just started repeating everything that he had told me, all the advice and how it
Oh,
was a
I love
great
it.
thing and stuff. And like,
I
yeah,
love
and that he was like, well, whatever, and he kind of accepted it. And then one of the
it.
cool things, I'll tell you what, I think this was, now that I'm thinking about this now, my grandpa, when he passed away, he got asked to be buried wearing the jersey that I gave him.
Mm.
And the jersey that he had and the hat, the first Giants hat I gave him when I got to the big leagues, and the 2010 jersey that I had on when we clinched in Texas,
Yep.
I gave that to him as a present for Christmas that year. And he wore that and he wanted to have the hat on,
Oh,
with him too when he passed away. So right now, my grandpa right now, he has some pretty historic stuff on him from a baseball standpoint.
I
But
love that.
it's a fitting place because yeah, that was part of his dreams of being in the big leagues too.
I love that. Don't make me cry. You've made me cry before.
Oh my goodness. This is just life stuff. Come on, man. This is
I
a good
know
story.
life
Like there's
stuff.
there's everybody has their reasons why they do their things and their motivations and their aspirations and inspirations, I'm sorry, and all that good stuff, and mine just kind of, what I'm saying? Like I just not very many people know those things about us, and that's why I find it easy to be more accepting and be more respectful to people that I don't know,
Yeah.
that I'm barely meeting, and try to be a good person, treat people well because of that. Like, hey, come on, man, everybody has their ish, you know what I mean? And
Ah, I know. I know. I know where you're going. Well, I've always adored you and Pablo in particular, Richard really, who's going to come on after you because you guys were part of my first year. And
yeah,
you and Pablo and me were rookies together.
we were.
And oh my gosh, 2008, right?
Yeah,
So,
that was great.
yeah, I mean, you guys watched me go through some serious growing pains. We had lots of conversations about it. I want to get to some fan questions for you.
Awesome.
Um, and obviously, your song is just so defined by you. And I love this. It's from Androids Everywhere. And they said, as a proud Mexican American, I was very happy when I heard the El Michon song play at AT&T Park when you came in the game. Everyone loved the song and danced to it every time it came out because it meant you were going to shut down our opponents. What made you pick this song?
That's a great question. All right, truth. Okay.
Ruth, verdad, por favor.
All right, it started in 2011. Last day of the season. I was okay the night before the last day of the season. I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of hammered, and I was joking around how about, you know what, if I pitch tomorrow last game of the season, I'm just gonna play the most Mexican song that I can come up with. And I
Banda.
sat there, and me and my lady, we just sat there and we was listening to music, and I was just like, nope, not that song. Nope, not that song. Nope, not that song. Nope, not that song. And then came up on that one, and it's fitting because at the time I had the long hair, had the mohawk with the highlighted tips. I had the frosty little, remember that in here too. And I tried all the experiment, and metron in Spanish means highlight, like in your hair, or like a padlock, like a candado, like a lock,
Okay.
and it was kind of fitting because at the time I was back in reliever, eighth inning, part of ninth at the time because Wilson had just gotten hurt. So it kind of was fitting. And then sure enough, when I played it, I pitched that day and I wasn't supposed to. I came in with 2 outs in the ninth inning, and that was the day Runsler got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
and I came in and I got the last out, but when I came in, the damn song came on. So I think, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what happened. And
Yeah.
everybody just went nuts. I was like, all right, bet. Then we came in spring training and they're like, hey, what song do you want? And I was like, oh, I just put that in there, just see what it is, just leave it the same. And sure enough, here we are. Now I got a new nickname. They call me in Mexico. In Mexico, I'm not Romo anymore. They don't be like Romo nothing. It's Mechon, Mechon.
Mechon.
Yeah. And that's why
Love that.
Players Weekend and Mechon. Everywhere I've gone, the songs followed, and it's been cool.
That's so cool to find that song. I'm still looking for mine. I'm gonna keep looking for mine. Okay, I have another question I have to ask you about Bruce Bochy. And we had that you gave him a bottle of tequila in his retirement year last year. Very
Go
fitting.
figure.
And yes, and it comes from AZL 2830. I'm sorry, no, it doesn't. It comes from Kathy Coleman. My bad. How would Bochy describe you as a player? And can I add on? How would you describe playing for Bruce Bochy?
Okay. So I think he kind of always told me this, and I think it starts with another player that played for him before,
Okay.
Rudy Cianez. He's from Brawley. I'm from Brawley. We went to Brawley High. He was in the big leagues for a long time, and I was kind of trying to chase him down. Uh, kind of guy one of the guys I looked up to, basically.
Yeah.
And he's got a hard-nosed personality. You really don't mess with him, just especially on the mound. He's a go-getter, and I feel and I think because of that, Bochy, when I came in and I kind of maybe showed a little bit of backbone, here and there, he kind of started calling me the boy from Brawley, the brawler from Brawley, So I think he would describe me as a brawler type person on the mound when I
Yeah.
play. I don't really know where it comes from, but
But did he say it like brawler?
yeah, well, he's like, oh, yeah, the boy from Brawley, a Brawley brawler. Yep. Where's my brawler from Brawley? Hey, I
I
know a little
love
bit
it.
about Brawley. But yeah, and playing for him, I couldn't have asked for a better start to my big league career. Him and Rigetti, Flannery, Wotus, Gardner.
Guardy, yeah.
I couldn't have asked to have started my career with a better group of guys, especially with the guys that led me to them. Bob Stanley, who was my Double-A pitching coach. Holy cow, I'm gonna forget right now. Pat Rice, who's also one of my coaches. Oh gosh, why am I forgetting? There's a couple in there, and I'm sorry, I'm forgetting.
That's okay.
But it's the way they are so accepting. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And and
Mhm.
and everybody has their thing, and all they seem to do was just go for the better side of it, and almost as if there was no bad side to it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
Playing for them, for Bochy especially, he always made me feel like I had a place. He always made me feel that I could do anything. I could run through a wall, even
Yeah.
though he never asked me to run through a wall. He never even asked me to swing a bat. Come on, man. I
Would
just
you
stood
have
up there. I just
screamed
stood up
like
there like
Jeremy
three times.
Apple?
I would have swung, but I mean, I don't know. I stood up there like three times and punched out all three times. He said, "Don't swing."
So,
But you know what I'm saying. But like he made me feel like I could accomplish anything. That I was visible, and like, come on, man. Like he was like, "Yep, that's who you are. This is what you can do. All right, cool. I'm gonna put you in those positions so you do just that." And I
yep.
was like, "Bet." And he never asked me to change. He never asked me to be any different.
Right.
He did tell me to tone it down a couple times when I was early in my first couple of years, and
Yeah.
understandably so, just because you talk about wet behind the ears, man. I was dripping over there, like I had no idea what I was doing, and like I just wanted to play, and I kind of had this chip on my shoulder, and I just wanted to, I don't know, I wanted to fight everything, you know what I mean? Let's go, like,
I
just to prove
remember.
my point, you know what I'm saying? So, like,
Sure.
uh, I had to grow up a little bit, but those men, they directed me
Yeah.
into being a better person, being a better teammate, And at the end of the day, just being a better man. Like,
Mm.
come on, dude. Like, you're a grown ass dude. Do your things. Be responsible. And
Yeah.
I ain't gonna ask nothing else of you just to do that. If you can be
Right.
accountable, at the end of the day, if you can be consistently accountable for
Yeah.
everything, oh man, like it's hard to not. I feel it's hard to not earn respect from me
Absolutely.
if I know what I'm gonna get out of you. And if I was able to earn that respect from him where he could trust me that he was going to get a certain entity, like, yeah, man, like, thank you for that because not too many people have taken opportunities and chances like that. You know, the
Yeah.
Bobby Evans, the Sabians and
Yep.
those guys that really, and the guys that really, really took a shot at me. So
Yeah.
it's, I'm really thankful for those days.
So one thing I wanted to get to, because I love to kind of share a little bit of my relationship with the players that I've built up over the years. And when Pablo was on, I vividly remember Sergio interviewing him post game, which I didn't get to do with you very often because pitchers I rarely got to interview, right? But Pablo would literally, the steam was coming out of his head when he was done playing. I could see it in the weather at San Francisco. And with you, I remember one interview in particular. You obviously closed out the game, had a big save, and so you were my post game interview. And we were maybe this far apart, right? Because we have to stand near each other for these post game interviews. And I could feel your heartbeat from where I was. That's how much adrenaline was pumping through your body. And I kind of remember you like, I need a second, I need a second, because there was so much going through you. That's how hyped you would get. What is that like? I don't know if I've ever been that hyped in my life, but what is that like to experience that emotion, and how do you come down from that?
For me, I think it's a culmination of the thoughts that I have in my head, understanding the situation that I'm going into or in. Very well versed in the bullpen, or always, you know, got some pretty good pitching coaches for bullpen coaches where we go into the bullpen, we know what we're trying to do, we know the situation, we know the count, the strengths, the weaknesses, hot zone, cold zones, all the good stuff, right? We're ready to rock.
Yep.
But I think understanding all of that, but the biggest thing for me is when I go in, I understand everything everybody has done prior to that to
Mm-hmm.
give me a shot to shine in this moment.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
They had to do all of that. They went through all of that to give me an opportunity to be in this position, this situation. And they're giving me the ball willingly. They're asking me to do this. In other words, they're confiding in me. They're trusting me.
Trusting you.
They,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They got faith
Mm-hmm.
in me that I'm the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. This is going down. All right, cool. No worries. We got this dude. Watch. Hey, hey, and then here comes Ed Matron, right?
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And then me going, damn, all right. Oh, that's what you guys want? Bet. Okay, cool. I ain't letting you guys down. I'm not gonna fail. I'm not gonna back down. I don't know how to back down in those situations. At the end of the day, I think that's where I feel bigger. I don't feel 5'10", 170. I feel 6'10", 270.
Yeah. You pitched
Uh,
it. That's
I,
for
I,
sure.
I have to feel that way. And I think, I don't know if I've really said this before, but in 2012, when I got asked to be a closer and all that cool
Yep.
stuff, that crazy stuff that we all did,
Yep.
um, like I wasn't always the most confident dude that maybe I had portrayed during that time. I wasn't the most, how do you say? In other words, I was afraid a few times. I
Mm-hmm.
was unsure of myself more times than I had shown.
Which is
And
human, by the way. You're
right,
a human
but
being.
again, it's those thoughts, those feelings going, dang, okay, these dudes, like hearing my teammates when they would literally say, don't worry, this is a 8 inning ball game. It's like, wait, what do you mean?
Yep.
Well, yeah, we got you to pitch the ninth. It doesn't matter. If we got to lead in the eighth, it's over. We don't have to play nine. And I'm
Yeah.
like, and then the next guy said the same, or made me feel the same way, or that made me feel the same way. And I think that's what was great about the team is that we had that ability, that impact on each other. Like
Yeah.
we confided in each other the same amount, the same way, the same value, knowing that we were in position. We had a guy for every situation, straight up. It didn't matter, and I think that's what Bochy, what made him so good, is that he understood that. Oh, this is going down here. Let me plug this dude in right here. This is going down. All right, I'm gonna plug that guy in right here. Oh, that guy. Okay, cool. Why?
Yeah.
Because I mean, literally, he opened up the book,
Yeah.
the Bochy manual, and he would flip through it, go, oh, this is what's up. Flips to the page, and boom, there's a list of the players that get it done in those situations or do that. You know what I'm saying? So
He had a big head with a lot of information in it.
the guy knew what's up, man, and like that, those teams are special for those reasons, you know. And I think that's why I can honestly say that those were probably the best. Those are the best, you know, days of my playing career, based on the fact that the people that I was around, you included, like the people we were around that whole time.
Thank you.
It's hard to honest again. It's hard to not make San Francisco a home because that's how
Absolutely.
legit it
Sure.
was. And go figure, here I am, literally years down the road, like it's still my home. So
You
that's
are
what's up.
very loved, my dear. You're very loved, and there was a lot of growing and growing up done in San Francisco, and I just adore you. I wish you all the best, and I hope there's a season for you to play. That I told you it would go fast. Did I not text you and say it's going to go fast?
Yeah, no, you did.
Okay.
This is cool, man. I appreciate you having me on here.
I
I appreciate all the love that we still get, you know,
love
not
to
just
hear it.
myself, but my family as well.
I'm not gonna
I'm
lie. I hope you're a Giant again. I'm not gonna lie. I can say
that
that. You can't say that, but I hope you come back.
that wouldn't be a bad deal.
Okay, good to know.
I
Um, I I
I've
have to
seen
ask
guys
you.
end there.
I know. I have to ask you one last thing, and I ask everybody who's on the show. Although I had Brian Sabian on last week, and I'm a little afraid of him, so I didn't ask him. But I'll ask you. We like to ask the player on or person on to nominate somebody to come on next week. Who do you think would be a good guest for Wine Wednesday?
Well, I think you guys are still lucky enough to see Javi Lopez around enough and to talk to him. He's
Love that.
always an unbelievable conversation. But
The
believe
professor.
it or not, like a Gregor Blanco,
Oh, he would be
like
so good.
you know what I'm saying? Like look into that, like a Marco
Okay.
Scutaro.
Do you
You
think
know,
Marco
like
would do it? Okay, you're
yes.
gonna have to help me. I don't have his phone
Maybe a
number.
Ryan Terrio, maybe I mean, come on, the list is going. Like, I mean,
Ontario.
there's
I'm
so
writing
many
it
names.
down.
The
I'm
Freddie
writing everything down.
Sanchez's in the world, like
I did talk
Jonathan.
to
Hey,
I did talk to Johnny because we played his no hitter. We replayed his no hitter, so I got
yeah,
Johnny on a Zoom, and it was awesome to talk to
that
him.
guy. Okay, I've run into him in what is that? The Caribbean World Series, the Serie
Yeah.
Caribes. I ran into him in Panama, and you know what? We sat and we talked, and like I'm telling you, it was like we were together yesterday. But Freddie Sanchez, even. I mean, come on, we can come up with so many names right now. It's
So many.
unbelievable.
This show's gonna be so cool.
Oh my gosh,
All
we
right.
can do it.
All right, you go spend time with Mateo. Give love to your wife, and just thank you so much.
Thank
And
you guys.
you're the best.
Appreciate you guys always.
This is always the weird part where you have to like push something. Boch was all over this thing to
Yeah, I
get
just
out,
smashed it. I just
but
smashed
you,
the X right
yeah,
here.
yeah. All
One
right.
sec. I do
Take good
appreciate you,
care of me,
muchos. Thank
amigo.
you,
Okay.
everyone
Adios.
watching. Later.
Take good care, Machon. Oh, so good to see Sergio Romo. So good. There was a lot that happened in that time frame, and I